In this video, I'm going to go over the top 10 most important tips that you can use before you start the carnivore diet. Over the course of 7 months on the carnivore diet, I've lost over 100 pounds. These are the tips that I used or I wish I would have used in order to make it a little bit easier on me. The first tip is very obvious and really applies to all areas of your life. It's your mindset going in. You have to realize that this is a radical change. It's very different from probably what you've been eating, or even if you're on the keto diet, it's still gonna be a pretty big change. That being said, my first 2 weeks on this were absolute garbage. It was hell. I did a whole video on it. I'll put an iCard up here and it'll give you some tips on how to avoid that. But you have to go in knowing that, you know what, it's gonna suck for a little while. You might go through carb withdrawals, you might go through sugar withdrawals, you might just think that the smell of meat is the most repulsive thing in the world, but if you stick through it, for me it was 2 weeks, a day like 14 or 15, that a light bulb switched and it just changed and I started feeling a lot better. So know that it's gonna suck, know that it's gonna be tough in the beginning, but know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But go into it with the mindset of, I'm doing this, I'm committing to this, and I'm not gonna stop until I get to that light at the end of the tunnel. Tip number 2 is not only to weigh yourself, but my big recommendation, what helped me, was this right here. It's a body fat scale. It's by Fit Index. I think it was only 20 or 30 bucks. You can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description for that. But what it does is it gives you a baseline of where you're at. Do these body scales, are they super accurate? No. But you can see if you're making progress. But it'll still give you some numbers back to where maybe the weight's not moving, you know, your total weight, but your numbers might be to where you're actually getting healthier. And you can see all the different progress being made because it tells you body weight, BMI, amount of protein, amount of water in your body, does metabolic age, BMR. Again, not perfectly accurate, but it gives you a baseline. If I didn't do that within those first 2 weeks, after day like number 5, I was gonna quit, I was gonna be done. But I jumped on the scale and saw I was down 7-8 pounds and I went, okay, this is working. I might feel like garbage, but something's going on. This is doing good for me. This is helping me work towards my goal. So highly recommend that. Not completely necessary by any means, but just good for, again, mindset wise, and it helps you move a little bit closer to your goal. All right, tip number 3 is really focus on the fattier cuts of meat that you're gonna eat, especially in the beginning. Why is that? Because if you did like I did, where I went with the New York strip where it's very lean, then it's just gonna exacerbate those carb withdrawals, it's gonna exacerbate those sugar withdrawals. Your body's gonna start looking for fat as fuel. And when you're just given, you know, kind of leaner protein, it's gonna be a little bit tougher on you. You're gonna be hungrier. When I upped my fat, I started feeling better. Now, if you're somebody that really likes the New York strip, then you know what? Cook it in a bunch of butter. So, you know, if you're eating a leaner cut of meat, add fat to it. Add a lot of fat to it. Because your body needs that. Your body needs the fat. Especially in this transition period, it'll just make your life a whole lot easier and a whole lot better. I've gotten to the point now to where I actually crave the fat. I actually will cut off the fat on my steaks and save that to the last as my little dessert. I used to never do that. I used to cut it off, feed it to my dogs. I thought, okay, you know what, I'm gonna eat the protein, the fat, and not so much. I crave it. My body's like, my mouth starts to water when I see it. So really make sure that you're getting enough fat, especially in the beginning and even moving forward. Tip number 4, this is the one that I really wish that I would have known about in those first 2 weeks. That's use a lot of salt on your foods. Use more salt than you think you need. This is what I've been using right here, the pink Himalayan salt. And I'm starting to salt my steaks more and more because I'm realizing the more salt content that I take in, the better that I feel. In those first 2 weeks, I started adding in a little bit of bacon as like a snack at night. And, you know, bacon full of salt, right? Full of sodium. That made me feel a little bit better. It also had a lot more fat on it. It made that transition a little bit easier for me. I wasn't eating every night, maybe every 3rd night or something like that, but I knew that, hey, this was helping me. And what I do, because I live in Texas, it's hot, I move a lot, I'm very active now, is that I'll take a pinch of this salt and put it underneath my tongue because I'll drink 2 or 3 gallons of water a day. Most days I'm so active that I'll go through multiple shirts. And I'm expelling a lot of water, I'm expelling a lot of salt. So at the end of the day, if I'm not feeling too great, I'll take a little pinch of this salt, put it underneath my tongue, and I'll feel a lot better. So remember, salt your foods. Salt it, salt it, salt it. Don't make it too salty to where it's unedible, but salt it to your taste and maybe just a hair over, and you'll benefit big time. All right, tip number 5. Don't cheat for the first at least month. Stick to it. Try and be as perfect as you can. I didn't cheat for 2 months straight at all. Didn't waver the slightest little bit, because in this time, this transition time, you're shocking your body. Your body's going, what the heck? You know, I have to get used to this. See, if your body starts to get used to this, and then you give it something that, okay, we're back to carbs, okay, then it's gonna make, you know, you're kind of gonna yo-yo a little bit, and you'll get there, but it's gonna be much tougher on you, and it's gonna take you a lot longer. For the first month, at least, don't cheat. Really, it's probably 3 weeks, but push it to a month and you'll feel a lot better. And also realize that you don't have to be perfect. This isn't some cult where somebody's gonna come bash you over the head if you have, you know, a candy bar, or if you had a slice of bread, or you're starting this over a holiday, or there's a party and, you know, you wanna eat what everybody else brought because, you know what, why not? It's fun and tastes good. But just realize if you do this in the beginning, you are gonna be setting yourself back pretty significantly. All right, here's tip number 6, and this is one that I don't see too many people talking about, but it really helped me, and that's stick to ruminant animals. Try and stick to ruminant animals the most you can, especially if you're buying from the grocery store. Let me explain. I run a farm here. I've raised cattle, I've raised pigs, I've raised chickens, raised ducks, I've raised geese, I have llamas, I got horses. Okay, so I know a thing or two about farm animals. If you're gonna buy from the grocery store, try and stick to the most ruminant animals. What are ruminant animals? Ruminant animals are animals that have 4 chambers in their stomach to where they eat grass, and the grass gets, the way they digest it is it gets fermented in those chambers, in 2 of those chambers, really. And then it comes out, and that grass turns into meat. Now, what are the ruminant animals? Those are cows, those are sheep, those are goats, those are wildebeest, those are Cape buffalo. You get the point, okay? So really, cows, goats, sheep. Okay, it's important. Because the way the food system's set up, pork and chicken, they're omnivores, okay? If you go lay down in a bed of pigs and don't move for about 15 minutes, they're gonna try and eat you. That's the way they go, that's the way they do it. But how pigs and chickens are raised in big confinement houses now, they don't get outside, they don't get to see the light of day. I have a lot of issues with that, but when you're talking about from just a nutritional standpoint, pigs will eat grass, pigs will eat grubs, pigs will eat meat. But now they're fed an unnatural diet that's a base of corn and soybeans. And that's the diet that they eat from when they're piglets or baby chicks all the way up to the butcher. That's all they get. With ruminant animals, the beginning of their life at least, they're spent on what they're supposed to be eating, and that's grass. So they'll be able to have an uptick in nutrients. So you'll be able to have a little bit of a variety. Now, conventionally, after about 9 months old, they're gonna go to a feedlot, and now it's gonna be all mud and poop that's all around them. It's gonna smell terribly, and they're gonna go eat a corn and soybean diet. Is that good? If you have to get from the grocery store, and I'm there with you, sometimes I have to go to the grocery store too, at least you're going to be eating something that got what it's supposed to eat for at least a period of its life. Remember, you are what you ate. So that's why I'd really limit my bacon, and I really ate no chicken. But the cool thing now is that this is my own pork, and this is my own chicken. But now I can have this because I know this was fed non-GMO, no corn, no soybeans. This was raised right outside there, and it was raised on grass in a very humane environment, and I can feel comfortable eating this. Same thing with the pork. I know what it ate, I know it got grass, I know it got its nutrients, I know it got vitamin D from the sunshine and everything. This right here, this is a million times better than what you can get in the grocery store. But you might say, Ryan, I live in the city, I can't be doing that stuff. Well, we can do a couple things. One, you can go find a local farm, or a farm that, it doesn't matter where you live. I used to live in LA County. You can go an hour, hour and a half right outside the city, and guess what? You can find local farms that you can buy from. Or two, you can break the rules too. I'm all for breaking the rules. And guess what? Having a couple chickens, as long as you don't have a rooster, your neighbor's probably not going to care. Maybe give them some of the eggs, because farm fresh eggs, I don't like eggs. You're not going to hear me say I eat eggs all the time, but you can tell the There's a big nutrient difference. One yolk's orange, one yolk's pale yellow. Okay, that orange yolk, that's the one that you want to be eating. So, oh right, I live in an HOA and they don't allow ducks. Well, tell them it's a pigeon, okay, and then move on. Tell them to mind their own business. Move on. And now you guys see one of the reasons why this channel's name's Against the Grain. Why? Do something different. I'm all for it. But this also bleeds into number 7, tip number 7, that's eat the best quality that you can. Okay, if you can raise your own stuff like I can here, great. Okay, it's gonna be much, much higher quality. If you can find a local farm that you can buy from, great, much higher quality. But if you can't, like I said, I go to the grocery store sometimes and I'll go get my steaks there. It happens. Why? Because you gotta eat. Now, is grass-fed, grass-finished beef a requirement? It should be as close to a requirement as that you can get, okay? There's so many more benefits, there's so much more quality, there's so many more nutrients that you get. The omega-3, omega-6 ratio is balanced in one of the first foods that you've probably eaten in a long time. It's better for you, okay? So if you can go that route, go that route. You might have to skip other places. You might have to cancel your Netflix. You might have to cancel your Paramount Plus or whatever. But if you can go get the grass-fed, grass-finished, your body is gonna be thanking you for it. In reality, the animals are gonna thank you for it, and the planet will thank you for it too. I mean, do these guys really look stressed out to you? No, these guys are living their best life. This is the type of food that you want to be eating. These are the type of ruminant animals that you want to be eating. Grass-fed, grass-finished, living on grass their entire lives. Completely healthy and actually super friendly too. It's a lot of fun to be around. Tip number 8, drink a lot of water. This is what I'll drink at least two, probably 3 of these a day. And guess what? A lot of times when you're hungry, you're not necessarily hungry, you're thirsty. It's weird. Most of us are dehydrated. Most of us do not even get close to the amount of water that we need in our bodies a day. What's the standard recommendation? Oh, 8 glasses of water a day. That's BS, okay? You're gonna tell me that Shaquille O'Neal needs 8 glasses of water to compare to somebody that's 5'2" and it's a pencil? No. In order to maintain proper hydration, you need at least half your body weight. So you take your body weight, divide it up into 2, and that's how many ounces of water that you should be drinking a day, okay? There's 126 ounces in a gallon of water. So if you're like 250 pounds, at minimum, you need to be drinking 1 of these a day. It's better if you can go 1 to 1. 1 ounce of water for every 1 pound that you weigh. It'll make a huge difference. You'll feel fuller, you'll feel better, you'll feel more hydrated, and you'll be a lot healthier too. This is tip number 9, and I touched on this a little bit earlier. It's okay to cheat. Don't do it in the first month, try not to do it in the first 6 weeks, but it's okay to cheat. I give myself 1 day a week to where I don't listen to anything. I eat really whatever I want. You can cheat, just don't overdo it multiple days in a row, okay? Don't go back to back. There's a theory that's not related to carnivore at all. It's called carb cycling, to where, okay, one day you have a lot of calories, you have a lot of carbs, and then you offset it by, 4 or 5 days eating lower carb. I don't eat that many carbs. I don't really cheat that bad, but I'll go have a brisket tacos. I'll go have my brisket burrito. I try and stick to kind of tortillas because it's a little bit easier to digest and it's a little bit less carbs than saying going eating full bowls of spaghetti. Because I did that one time. I ate a couple bowls of spaghetti. The next day I was just lethargic as can be. I could feel kind of achy. I felt different. My body did not like that. But some carbs every once in a while are good for you. Maybe not for your body, but just for your overall well-being. I mean, when it was my birthday, I went back to California. My mom knows how to bake the best cake. Guess what? I finished that marble cake with chocolate buttercream. Yeah, why? Because I like it and it's good and it was great. When I was over there, my aunt makes a great pasta sauce. So yeah, did I have spaghetti? Yes, I did. Once a week, and will I go out and maybe have a drink or 2? Yes, I will. Why? Because you still have to live your life. You still have to be able to have some fun. Just everything in moderation, including moderation. On Thanksgiving, am I going to want to have stuffing? Yes. On Christmas, do I want to have tamales? Yes. I'm not gonna say, no, I can't have that. I'll never eat that stuff again. Like I said, this isn't some cult. You're not gonna have some zealots around here chasing you saying, oh, if you eat anything other than meat, then you're excommunicated from the carnivore community. No, that's not the way it works, okay? Do what's good for you. Have your fun. Just moderation. And the best way to do this is to plan ahead. Like, I know that I'm going to a party in a few days, okay? So my normal cheat day is not going to be my normal cheat day. Why? Because I'm planning on cheating at this party. I'm planning on, you know, if they have burgers, guess what? I'll probably eat the bun. If they have pasta salad, I'll probably eat that too. If they have cookies, I'll probably have some of those too. Will I go crazy with it? I'm probably not going to go over 5,000 calories, which still is a lot, but still, I don't think I'll go over that. But live your life. Have fun. You know, you're getting healthier, not in order to be miserable. You're getting healthier to be able to improve your life and make yourself smile more and go have fun. If you go on vacation, yeah, go splurge a little bit. Give you full permission. Don't feel bad about it. Just moderation. And this last tip number 10, works into the previous one pretty well, okay? Start trying to implement intermittent fasting. You know, a lot of people have a 16-8 window to where they fast for 16 hours, they'll eat for 8 hours. Okay, instead of eating 3 meals a day, maybe eat 2. Right now, I really only eat 1 meal a day. I fast every day for 24 hours. It works best for me, it works best for my schedule, and I'll just go have a pound of steak, maybe a couple burger patties if I'm still hungry afterwards, but I eat at one time. And now eating plus cleanup and everything takes me less than 20 minutes. It adds a whole heck of a lot more time to my day. It makes it to where I can keep my kitchen cleaner. I can, you know, keep up with the dishes. I don't have to base my whole day about, oh, gotta have breakfast, gotta have lunch, gotta have dinner. No. I eat around 3 o'clock every single day, and by like 3:20, everything's done, and I can go along with my day. It makes me a lot more productive, and it keeps me active, keeps me doing other stuff rather than sitting down and eating. Now on my cheat days, will I push it off a little bit more? Yeah, because you know what, I want to go out. I'll go eat 8, 9 o'clock. Sure, is the healthiest thing? No, but you know what? Like I said, have fun. But after those cheat days, I'll intermittent fast longer, or I'll actually just do a fast to where that next day, I don't eat anything. So say it's Saturday night that I go out, I'll do my cheat meal, eat at 8 o'clock. Sunday, I won't eat anything. Monday, come 3 o'clock, that's when I'll have my first meal and make sure it's very high in protein, very high in fat. And that does a couple things. One, it levels out the calories if you're watching that still. Number 2, it spikes your HGH level, so if you're trying to put on muscle, this will help it big time. And it just helps overall recovery. So I'll do that once a week. But all these tips, what it's there to do is to make this more manageable for you, to make this as quick of a turnaround for you as possible. This is what I did, and I've been able to get the results that I've wanted. I feel like I got years on my life back. I just turned 30 years old this May, and this was one of the reasons why I did this, because I was kind of freaking out turning 30, but I feel like I'm in my early 20s, if not 18, 19 years old. That scale I showed you, it does your metabolic age. When I started out, I was 36. When I was 29, I was 7 years older than I was supposed to be, metabolic age-wise. Now my metabolic age is 26, so I feel like I've gained 10 years on my life. I feel like I'm not even close to where I'm peaking. I feel like my trajectory is just going way, way up. I have to move a lot a day, or else I just don't get tired. I just don't feel tired. And I'm still able to go out with my friends. I'm still able to go out and have fun. I'm still able to go do everything that I want to do. I still can eat the stuff that I actually really want to eat, just in moderation. And I feel like I can get back on track really quickly. This is just what I did. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. This is just me sharing with you my results and my tips that got me to where I want to be. And if you're just one of these people looking at this diet and you want to make a change, I 100% encourage you to try it. Try it for a month, try it for 90 days, and see the changes that you make. Stick to it, commit to it, don't cheat for that first month, and you'll be well on your way on your carnivore journey. All right? Till next time, see you guys. Bye.